Hey everybody, Captain B in another episode of the Blue Tortuga. A special episode. What's behind me? A nickel? What? Captain B's up in Sudbury. What are you doing in Sudbury? Well, amongst other things, we're taking a look at the big nickel, a Canadian icon. Did you know that there's less than 5% nickel in a Canadian nickel? That's just crazy. But anyways, why am I in Sudbury? I'm picking up an outboard motor. Brand new, a teeny small outboard. A 2.5 horsepower Yamaha. What are we going to do with that? Well, it's our latest project, so stay tuned. You might be in for a surprise. Well, as you can see, I'm back from Sudbury. So what did I bring with me? Well, the new Yamaha. Let's take a look. Well, there's Kraken, enjoying the weather. She's not too fussed about the new little baby Yamaha. And there it is. The new baby Yamaha 2.5 horse. Straight from Sudbury. And it's a 2021 2.5 horsepower. Of course, it's a Yamaha and it matches the same color scheme as our 300 on the Blue Tortuga. And I had some scraps lying around, actually one of the old boat ramps. Let's take a look. Hope you saw that. There was a little float plane going by. So I had some scrap wood lying around from an old boat ramp that we don't use. So I put together a little stand for the 2.5. And there's the trusty old pedal boat. So where are we going to put this on? That's right, our new dinghy. Gotta put it on the dinghy. So the dinghy is a high field. It's a 7.5 foot, brand new, 2021, and it's an inflatable. We have 4 handles, 2 on each side, little bench seat, and it's an air floor, not a hard floor, and that makes it a little bit lighter for us to carry in the boat. It's got an aluminum transom. That's where we're going to be hanging the 2.5, and little drain plug, removable drain plug, and the floor comes out and the water still drains underneath the floor so you don't get your feet wet or the dog wet. And it has 2 eyelets for towing, an extra handle if ever we wanted to tow the dinghy, and I've got it about half inflated right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish inflating it. There is a keel, so there's 4 chambers. I don't know if you see the valve there. 1 for each tube on the side, and these are 14-inch tubes. Valve here for the front of the boat, the front part, and then another valve at the bottom for the keel, and 1 dedicated to the floor. So we'll get all this inflated so it's nice and tight and a little bit more sturdy, and we'll get it finished up. We'll get the motor on, and we will do our first sea trials of the dinghy. Okay, so I've got the dinghy all inflated. That literally took no more than about 3 or 4 minutes just with this foot pump. I was a little skeptical at first that a foot pump would take like half an hour to get this thing done. But it's actually got 2 settings on these modernized version of a foot pump, is that there's a little plug here in the middle. And when you insert the plug into that little yellow hole, the pump is high volume, low pressure, till about 3 or 4 psi. But when you remove the plug, the pump becomes low volume, high pressure up until about 12, 13 psi. So you put it on the high volume, the high volume low setting, get the dinghy all sort of half inflated, and just take the plug out and then top up the rest of the chambers. And you can definitely see the dinghy's a lot firmer, and you can see it's sitting at an angle, and that's because of that keel, that inflatable keel that's underneath that actually gives it a little bit of structure. I'll lift it up and you'll get a better view, and it gives it a shape to the underside of the dinghy. So we'll get into the water and take it out for a spin. Maybe we'll get the Kraken in there too. We'll see. Let's put it in the water. Is that thing cute or what? Test drive. And now for the 2 up test. Uh-oh, don't know if the 2.5 is up to this task. Very impressed. The boat's very stable. The tiller stays on track, maybe just a tad to starboard. We got a little bit of a wake from a boat going by. We're not really getting any water in the boat. As long as we keep the speed moderate. Tracks really well. For such a small little dinghy, this thing's awesome. And I think it'll make an absolute awesome Kraken transport. It's our first little trek. We've done about 1 kilometer with the dinghy. Out into the middle of the lake. Nothing really spectacular other than everything's working, everything's going well. We're not getting too much water in the boat, just a little spray here and there, a droplet or two. Boat, again, tracks very well. Motor's running really smooth. It is new, so I guess that's expected. And really a shame that not everybody's out here enjoying the day. The weather is absolutely beautiful, a little bit late fall, but we got some colors on the leaves, and aside from 1 or 2 other boats, we're the only ones out here. So now we'll take it back to the dock. Crew MJ at the command. We're back at the dock, and I'm going to declare this a complete success. The tender was absolutely wonderful, and I think it's going to be absolutely perfect for the Blue Tortuga. So until next time, a little ringy dingy. This is Captain B saying keep the bottom side wet and the top side dry.